Currently in this app, when you create a new list item, so if I go to slash new and then do another test list and submit it, it takes me back to this index page. But I think it would be kind of nice if it took me to the page for that specific list. So I'm going to do just a couple of different little user interface things. The first one is something I should have done a while ago, which is to get rid of this specific list link because this doesn't go anywhere anymore. It just gives me an error. That's because I don't have get slash specific list anywhere in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. This still works fine. Actually, while I'm looking at it, I could probably get rid of that slash. I don't think that's necessary. Let's see. So that made all my lists get deleted. Well, I'd like to try making a new list. So that's the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a link to the new list page. So I could use a link to here. You can also just do it this way. It doesn't really matter either way. Maybe I'll do a link to just for consistency's sake. Create a new list, and then that will go to slash new. There we go. Excellent. So now I can click on that. I'll do another test list. Click submit, and there we go. There's my test list. I'll do test list 2. There's my other test list. Great. But again, when I create a list, I want it to take me to this page for that list I just created. So I'm going to need to go to the controller for that. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to change things up a bit here. So the first thing I'm going to do is instead of just pushing this list directly into list.all, I'm going to say new list equals list.new, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to save that new list and put it into a variable. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, and then this is going to be a bit different. What I have to do if I were to just keep on going along in the way I was is every time I create a new list, I'd have to do list.all.push.new list. And so if I wanted to create a new list somewhere, everywhere I would create a new list, I would have to do list.all.push.new list. And that's kind of annoying and not very dry. Instead, we can say right in the model, hey, whenever a new list is created, push it into this all automatically. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do at all push and then self. Self is a lot like this in JavaScript. It refers to the current instance of this object. So whenever a new list is created, that new list is going to go into this self variable and it's going to be pushed into this all array. Let me show you that this works. So I'm going to uh, well, to start off with, I'm just going to redirect back to slash. So let's see how this is going. Test list, submit. Okay, there we go. I can see it's right there. Test list 2, submit again. And there we go. I can see that it's being added to all, but there's no list.all.push going on over here. That's all being handled right in here, and it's all being done automatically. All right, but again, what I want to do is I want this to redirect to the page for that specific list. So I'm going to have it redirect to slash list slash, and then this is going to be the index of that new list that I just created. So there are a couple different ways of getting that index, but the way I think is most semantic is list.all.find index new list. So it looks through this array list.all and it finds the index of new list inside that array. If my array was instead A, B, C, and I did something like A find index B, it would look through this array and find the index of B, so this would return 1. If I did C, it would return 2. So this should redirect me to, if I create a new list, I have 2 right now. So if I were to create a new list, it would have the index of 2. It should redirect me to slash list slash 2. Probably lost all my lists. Yep. Well, let's see if this worked. I'll know this worked if it redirects me to slash list slash 0. And it did. There we go. Cool. So now it automatically redirects me to the page for that specific list as soon as it's created. There it is. So I'm going to save this as automatically redirecting to a new lists show page.